Folks, it's official. Lauri Markkanen is not going to be a Warrior. We know for a fact. So I'm going to do one scream out of frustration. Now we're back. Cool, calm, collective. Time to move on. So what's happening in this episode of Warriors Digest? We're going to break down the news right here for you. One, as it comes up on the screen. Markkanen is gone. We're going to do a quick breakdown of how we got here. It's been the story of the summer. And then what was the final offer for Lauri? We know the details. Moody, Kuminga, Brandon, first round picks. Was Wiggins in there? Second round picks. We'll share the offer. So what's next? Levine, Ingram. We'll break down the odds of that happening. We're hearing from Warriors brass what they want to do. And then finally, is it going to happen at this season, off season in August, September, or at the trade deadline, or somewhere in between? So we're going to break that all down for you on this episode of Warriors Digest. He gone. What's next? What's next here on Warriors Digest is our mailbag episode is coming up shortly. Please email a question to randysilvertv@gmail.com. It could also be an audio message, a video message, letting me know a question, comments, anything in between. Warriors fans talking directly to Warriors fans. So I want to make sure that we have a fun episode. If this goes well, we'll do much more in the season when we can react in real time to games. So email your stuff. I have plenty coming in. Need a little bit more to fill it out. Please keep it coming. As we always do, let's shout out some fans really quickly. Experimental from Cali. Love the content, man. Found your account. Then never stop watching. I appreciate that. Glad I can be a one-stop shop for Warriors news. And same as Pups. Hey, watching from New York here. Love the content and been watching ever since I stumbled upon your channel a few months back. Keep it up. And again, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who's been with us on this journey. Help us get to 6,000. Please like and subscribe. And one person who's on our team, no, his name is not Lauri Markkanen. It's actually a company, NordVPN, helping you protect yourself surfing the internet anywhere around the world. Here's a quick commercial from them. Appreciate them being a sponsor. Hey y'all, let me ask you this question. How many of you use the internet? Show of hands? Duh, of course, everybody. That's how you're watching Warriors Digest. Well, for today's sponsor of the video, NordVPN, they can protect you on your internet when you're watching Warriors Digest or any show. From phishing attacks, no one takes your personal information. From malware that can destroy your computer, eat it up. And you can do it all through Warriors Digest. Thanks to NordVPN being our sponsor, use the code you see right here, nordvpn.com/warriors, nordvpn.com/warriors, and you can get your discount code to check them out. They're a VPN that allows you to surf the web anytime, any place, anywhere, from your home, from the coffee shop, your friend's house, wherever it may be. I used to work in cybersecurity, so I know how important it is to protect your information on your computer, on your emails in the web, and NordVPN will help you. NordVPN.com/warriors. Check them out, and thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring our videos. Let's get into today's episode. So here we go. As I said, folks, we know Lauri Markkanen and the Jazz are expected to agree to a massive long-term extension and sign Wednesday or later, making him untradeable for the entire 2024-2025 season, per Shams, T. Jones, and Anthony Slater. Disappointing. It would have been great to have him. The 7-footer shoots 40% from three. Haven't had this type of player since KD. Potentially Quinton Post becomes this type of player. A proven second scorer next to Steph, averaged 20 points a game, around 6 rebounds, 3-4 assists, on a Jazz team that was bad. On a Jazz team that sat him out towards the end of the season because it didn't matter and they're trying to get a high draft pick. So the question is, what's next for the Warriors? Well, what's next for Markkanen? He's getting the bag. 5-year deal, around $200 million more, $40 million a year. He'll be with Utah through 2029. They have 10, 15 first-round picks coming up. Even if they have him and they're a mid-tier team, they could trade for the first-round pick, the first pick of the draft next year. Most likely will be Cooper Flagg, who's going to Duke, played amazing with the Team USA select team. So they still have opportunity to make this team better. You put Markkanen and Flag together. That is your building block for the future in Utah. So what was our most aggressive offer? Our final offer. Per Athletic, we offered Moses Moody, multiple first-round draft picks, pick swaps, and second-rounders. The Jazz wanted Brandon Podziemski in any theoretical deal, but the Warriors were protective of their 2023 first-round pick and other proposals. So let's look at this again. If you're new to Warriors land, Moody is on an expiring contract. Kuminga is on an expiring contract. Looney and GP2, all four of them. And then Waters, who we just traded for. So this means that they did not want Moody, and they did not want Looney paid in as salary dumps as well, meaning it wasn't going to happen. We were not going to give up Kuminga. And who's that? Podziemski and Kuminga. You could either say it Podziemski or Kuminga. And I'm going to trademark that. Kuminga. Anyways, we think that Kuminga and Podziemski are untradeable. Non-starters. Warriors think Podziemski is going to be the guy for the Warriors when Steph is gone. A Jalen Brunson, Steph type of player. Kuminga, potential all-star this year, all-pro multiple years in a row, has that very much a Kawhi type of feel where continuing to grow as he becomes older in this league, more of a seasoned veteran. Kuminga has opportunity to get paid this upcoming season, so does Moody. But before they were to get paid, maybe they were part of a trade conversation. Maybe, because again, Joe Lacob talked about if the trade was right, then you know what? They would do it if it made the team better. Warriors and Jazz had some conversations as of recently, but nothing really happened, and they were resigned that no trade was happening. So Markkanen is set to sign a long-term extension with the Jazz. So then who's next? 1, it could be Zach LaVine in Chicago. 2, Brandon Ingram with the Pelicans. These are the two other people, the big superstars, all-stars out there on the market that apparently need trades, but both the Warriors have no appetite for. I agree. We should not go out and get either of these players. Why? 1, Ingram is not a good fit in Steve Kerr's offense. We saw him play with the USA World Cup basketball team last year. He started for Kerr. By the end of the tournament, he was benched. He did not play well. He's owed $36 million next season, and he's looking for a long-term extension. He wants $200 million plus. At 26 years old, you know what? He's still relatively young. He's been in the league that long. It feels like he's much older, but to me, he's not worth $200 million in this Warriors offense. He could play 3 or 4. He'd be a nice addition, but I don't think he's the Markkanen type where you're going to trade a bunch of assets. DeJounte Murray went to the Pelicans from the Hawks. Pelicans gave up 2 first-round picks. So you know that at the minimum, that's what the Pelicans are going to want for Ingram, plus much more. LaVine is just hitting his prime at 29, but played just 25 games during the 23-24 season and has been injured previous seasons as well. He's owed $138 million over the next 3 seasons. Yes, you heard that right. He's owed basically $40 million. Excuse me, it's more than that. He's owed basically $45 million a year the next 3 years. It's too much of a risk to trade a first-round pick, players for someone who, yes, when he's healthy, is a proven second scorer next to Steph. When you put him there, he can take the pressure off of Steph in the fourth quarter throughout the game, can facilitate the ball well, can handle the ball a bit, but he's injury prone. You can't trade away assets, can't trade away players when you can't trust they'll be on the court. Joe Lacob, making the right decision. Mike Dunleavy Jr., making the right decision. No appetite. Mike Dunleavy Jr., you trade for LaVine and it doesn't work out because he's injured and you knew it could happen. That is your job. And he's smarter than that. So we talked about Ingram. So now the Warriors have 14 players under contract for the 2024-2025 season, are comfortable entering there. Now, what they could do is smaller scale deals around August or September to see what they can do. But as we've broken down this channel a lot, again, come here, the Warriors Digest, we give you all this news. Look at this. They really don't have any room to add anybody. We're hard capped at the first tax apron, so we can't sign our 15th player. Quentin Post is not signed right now. You think now that Markkanen is gone, we'll see what they can do. I assume either Santos will be cut or Pat Spencer will be cut to make space, depending if you want him on the regular team or a two-way contract to go play in G League. But the team you see right here, Steph all the way down to Trace Jackson Davis, are going to be the players that will be on this roster in training camp. We have 2 training camp spots left, so expect maybe someone else from the Summer League to come in, or there's a different player. Kevin Knox Jr., maybe he gets a training camp contract and he could play his way onto the regular season. He cannot be on a two-way contract as he's had at least 4 years of NBA service, meaning he's not eligible for a two-way. And then Kuminga, of course, I talked about a little bit. He's eligible for an extension. Will he get the Franz Wagner deal? Will he get the Scotty Barnes deal of a 5-year, $224 million contract rookie extension? Or will they try to offer him less? Will they not offer him anything the moment around, I think it's the first game of the season? If we do not offer him a deal and he accepts it, he becomes a restricted free agent next offseason, meaning he can go get a deal and the Warriors have 3 days to match that deal. We cannot negotiate during the season. Same situation for Moody. So be on the lookout for that. That becomes a big story the rest of this offseason. What do we do with Kuminga? I think we need to sign him. 5 years, 224 is a lot. We haven't seen that type of production, but I think it's coming. So if you think it's going to be there in 3-4 years, this will be a cheap deal when this new media deal money kicks in, the salary cap goes way up. So what could the Warriors do? Well, if you look at what the Mavs did last season, they were an 8 seed. They were playing at the time. And at the trade deadline, they acquired Daniel Gifford and PJ Washington, and they were massive players for them during their playoff run to the finals. So that's something similar that the Warriors could do. You're not getting Levine. You're not getting Ingram. So wait, see how this team you have plays in the first half of the season until the 2025 calendar year. And if you need to go make tweaks throughout, maybe you could sign someone during the season, or if you need to make a splashy trade, do it at the trade deadline. You could get someone at center like a Jonas Valanciunas. We talked about that with the Wizards. Maybe there's another big man out there if you really need interior help. Maybe you need more shooting. Hield's not doing it for you. Melton's not doing it for you. Kuminga, Moody, Wiggins isn't playing well. Hey, you know what? Whatever it may be, then wait to the trade deadline. There'll be disgruntled players. There'll be a star potentially on an expiring contract, kind of like Markkanen was, who didn't get the extension. Maybe there's someone with 2 years left and he's not going to re-sign with his team, so the team wants to trade him now and try to get assets back. So there's a lot of things that could happen. Maybe they realize they don't want to keep Kuminga and Moody, and they're going to trade him during around the trade deadline and try to get people back, and they will sign with a new team. A lot can happen, so be prudent. Don't make a rash decision right now because you didn't get Markkanen, and let's wait till the trade deadline and see what happens. So let me know your thoughts. And of course, we have the mailbag episode coming up. Please email your questions to randysilvertv@gmail.com or shoot me a video there as well. And I'm going to put them in a future Warriors episode coming shortly. So that way we can have Warriors Digest fans talking to Warriors Digest fans. And I will be facilitating that and providing my opinion, answering questions, everything in between. So folks, the big news of the day, what did we talk about? Lauri Markkanen is not going to be a Warrior. We know that for a fact. It was a fun ride. It brought a lot of content to Warriors Digest. Now it's time to move on. Comment your thoughts and let me know everything in between. Out.